hear the air escaping here. And hear the water trickling from the top bucket into the bottom bucket. It's a proof of concept. I found out that I got a leak in this air hose right here, which after I get that repaired, you know, I got another one of these compressors. I'll have to put that on there. But after I get that repaired, then this will be a fully functional high-speed water filter. Show you where I got this. I like used a hot glue gun, put some glue around there and also on the inside, which I'll show you in a minute. I took that connection off of an old bike tire, and these compressors, they were going pretty cheap on eBay a while back. I forget exactly how much it was, but I think it was like about $85, something like that. Plugs into the wall. Got this on top just to hold the top on here with a bit of force, because I thought that was an issue, but I think I got a good seal on there. Got these buckets that I got like this rubber gasket on the edge there. They're pretty heavy duty. That's how much I hot glued the inner tube, the stem for the inner tube. That's how much I hot glued it in there. Like, did all around underneath and then over the top of it. Let's make sure I got a good seal. Got this ceramic candle filter. Got that on eBay for like $35. And it's got tap water in there. Oh yeah, you gotta have the right size drill to drill a hole for this thing, which, you know, you just, so look at this. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Still on my drill. And you just like hold it up like this to make sure it's the right size. Hold it up to whatever it is that you got to drill the hole for. There's a different size that I used for the water filter to put the hole in the bottom of the bucket. Put that hole in there for the bottom of the bucket. Put the water filter through it. Actually used one of these, which is I forget exactly what they call this, but it's for to be able to put like a conical hole in a piece of metal, for like putting a screw that's got like a cone shape head to it. Yeah, so I had put this all together last night and I filled it up with the water. It's the same water that's in there right now, and as you can hear, there's no trickle of the water now that I took the pressure off of it. And it had just come to this point and then just stopped, that it wasn't flowing any more water. It flowed maybe like a liter, 2 liters, and then it just stopped, and it was sitting there for like, I don't know, like 12 hours or something. So I decided I was going to have to do something to make it a positive pressure. You know what, I wonder if I just took the hand pump to it, if I would be able to put some pressure on it. Get this thing flowing again. I don't know, I'm going to test that. I have a bike pump here. That on there. Oh yeah, that's right, this thing doesn't have any locking mechanism. push it down with a bit of pressure. Oh, that is not keeping any pressure on it. I do not hear the water trickling. Yeah. You know what I did is, you know what? That might have been the problem right there, is I didn't have this. I didn't have the top of the bucket locked in. The bucket's swelling and the air escaping from it. Try to figure out where the air is escaping. Yep. It's through this little hole right here. So maybe if I get that sealed up perfect, then I need some more hot glue in order to be able to seal it up perfect. But maybe if I get it sealed up perfect, then I'll be able to do this by the hand pump. It was trickling for a second. So yeah, looks like I just need some more hot glue. So if I just get it to hold the pressure, which I got a tiny little place right here. I do not have the hot glue to fill right now. But if I got it on there perfect, then maybe, actually almost definitely, I will be able to use the hand pump rather than the compressor. But I'm pretty anxious for this water right now, so I want to test it. Get one of these, which is a TDS meter. It tests for total dissolved solids. So I want to test the quality of this water when it comes out. It was at 127 when I tested it in the tap water. I've tested the water here a few times throughout the years. Usually what I do though is I run it through this water filter, the tap water, which I rigged that up. It's got a seal on it so I can just flow the tap water right in there. It flows through there pretty easily, but those filters, they're highly expensive. You're better off to get what is it, distilled water, than to buy these filters. It's cheaper because the filters they'll only filter like 30 gallons before they're not effective, and then it's like $30 for 30 gallons of distilled water. So like it's not cost effective. So that's why I jumped off of the Zero water filter bandwagon. But they give one of these with their Zero water filters. So if you get like a pitcher, so you can get one of these total dissolved solid meter. I don't know if you can buy one of these cheaper than it would be to buy a filter, a pitcher filter. But I don't know, the batteries run out on these, so turn it off when you're done using it. It goes off when you release the button. But yeah. Oh, I also found out recently, I tested the water for pH, and it was at like 5.8, which is like really acidic. If you're drinking tap water is making you acidic. It's making you acid. You want your water pH to be 7.0, and you want your own pH to be like 7.4. So, drinking 5.8 tap water is not going to help you become more alkaline. If what I've heard is if you're down to like the red on the pH scale, that like you're below 5. Like 5 is like orange, and I don't know, red is down to like 4 or something, then almost definitely you already have cancer if you're that acidic. So I don't know, there's just one step you can take to reduce your acidity, become more alkaline, to filter your water. Yeah, I've been a neurotic water filterer for like, since about 2008, I guess. I've been filtering all the water that I drink, or just drinking distilled water from Steam that you can buy at the grocery store. It's got like the red cap. It's got a cap like that. Yeah. It's got this on the side. Distilled water from Steam. And yeah, the water from Steam is totally pure. It should test exactly 7.0 on the total dissolved solid meter. 0, 0, 0, 0 every time. Distilled water, which I don't know, they say that it's bad to drink distilled water all the time because you'll lack minerals, that there's some minerals in your water that you require, but just get it in your food. Just eat enough leafy greens, the wheats, beans, nuts. You know what? Something that I've learned to avoid now is peanuts, peanut butter. I used to eat a lot of peanut butter, but then there came a point where peanut butter began to hurt my teeth and to hurt my knees. And it was after the Fukushima nuclear meltdown began to rage, and so I just cut peanut butter out of my diet entirely, and I haven't had like this tooth or knee pain since. But it would be like within an hour or so after eating some peanut butter, I would get pain. It would be almost immediately upon the peanut butter hitting my teeth, but I don't know, about an hour later I would get the pain in my knees. And I knew for certain that it was the peanut butter, and I didn't realize this before this began to happen, that peanuts grow in the soil. They are literally under the ground. That's where the peanuts come from. And so I switched over to almonds. I drink almond milk now to get the nutrition that I need from nuts. Yeah, so I don't know, you want to avoid those nuclear foods. Eat the core of the thick vegetables with low surface area, and filter your water. I got a couple air filters around here also, And it's all really important for surviving this nuclear warfare that's being done on us. And I say nuclear warfare because if this was just an accident and it was just happenstance meltdown, then the U.S. federal government, they would probably allow the EPA and the FDA to tell us how contaminated the food is, and they would do something about the meltdown going on in Fukushima, Japan. They might send some experts over there to get the thing halted, but they never did, and so it's still raging. More than 2.5 years later, the thing's it's got to be nearly 700, maybe a little bit more, 700 feet under the ground. That it melted out of containment in the first week. Then it melted to 100 feet under the plant within, I want to say it was 3 months. Let me see. April, May, June. No, it was 5 months. It might have been further down than that after 5 months, but that's what they were saying in August, is that it was 100 feet underneath the plant, August of 2011. I don't know. So at this point, based on that calculation, if it was accurate that they were saying in 5 months it melted 100 feet under the plant, then after 2.5 years, it's got to be about 700 feet down. And they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing about it. Nothing that makes sense to stop it. Which what they would do now is to dump some boron and sand down the meltdown hole. Let the gravity carry the boron and sand to the meltdown, and then they would do some videography of the meltdown. They would maybe take a camera with like a telephoto lens from the top of the hole and take a good image of what it is at the bottom of the hole to see what the status of the meltdown is. But they claim that they can't get close enough to do anything to see what the status of the meltdown is. At this point, it's so far into the ground that they could, somebody could walk up to the hole and extend a camera over the hole. They would have like the ground between where they are all the way to the meltdown, between them and the meltdown, so they wouldn't be getting that direct radiation. And they would be able to, with a camera boom, take a picture of the meltdown. But they're not doing it. They're not doing anything. They're just going to let it keep melting down. They're going to, from like the indications that I've seen, they connected the meltdown to the ocean. It was announced on August 20th. There was a link off of BBC saying that the meltdown was boiling the ocean. That the ocean was literally boiling right in front of the Fukushima nuclear power plant. And now the news out of Vancouver, Canada is, the west coast of Canada, is that there are no sardines in the ocean. That this whole season they caught 0 sardines. Sardines are like one of the smallest, most prolific, most abundant fish in the ocean. They require so little resources because they're so small that there's tons and tons of them. But not anymore. They caught 0 in a whole season of trying to catch sardines. So, that ocean is just devastated. It is wrecked. And they say that the whales, they're usually not so far offshore, but they're like way out deep in the ocean now. That they used to be spotted like a couple hundred times per year at this one place on the west coast of Canada, and this year they saw them just a few times. And that it doesn't really even confirm that they're so far out in the ocean. They just might not even exist anymore. They might have got like dissolved by the nuclear melt being connected to the ocean that is boiling the ocean. And I say that because jellyfish got dissolved. They're over in the Atlantic. Starfish in the Pacific got dissolved. They're like they're not like a they're not a firm body anymore. Starfish, they're like a goo. So that ocean is devastated. But yeah, if you want to keep surviving on Earth, you got to filter your water, filter your air. You got to eat the core of thick vegetables. Like I don't know, the like meat products, you can't eat them. They're biological nuclear filters. And like vegetables with a lot of surface area, you can't eat them because like they're getting rained on by the nuke waft. Where the meltdown is steaming the ocean, that is boiling the ocean literally. All of that steam is getting up in the atmosphere. The nuclear radioactive steam is getting rained out. It is fallout all over the world. Yeah. I did a report before my other channel came under attack, and that channel, or I don't know, the report was about the thousands of whales that have washed up on shores around the world dead in just the past couple of years. It was like 160 just in Argentina. I didn't find it until after I made the report, but there was like almost 30 beluga whales up in Canada that got destroyed and washed up on the shore. And not every whale that dies washes up on the shore. Some of them, they get scavenged. They're eaten by sharks and whatnot before they're before there's a capacity for them to arrive to the shore. And there was like a shark that it was a pregnant shark, and one of the pups that was in its womb was a cyclops. That was in Mexico. It was like a year and a half ago. There's been like all kinds of indications that the ocean is a nuclear wash, and it really is.